Hi, hello, I'm Sora, and I'm a raider in FF14. I wouldn't consider myself to be a veteran raider, as I only started raiding around Endwalker by doing most of the EXs and Savages. Ever since then, I started raiding older and newer content, but I don't have a static. I go through the pain and suffering that is clearing difficult content through Party Finder. So I managed to acquire one of the most valuable skills in the game, which is a lot of patience, which is incredibly useful for what I'm about to attempt today. I think by looking at the thumbnail, I'm sure you know what kind of content I'll be attempting today, but for those yet unsure, I'll be attempting the Duels of Bozja, 1v1 fights that are more akin to a extreme fight when it comes to the difficulty. So I want to try those duels for myself. For context, I completed all the things that Bozja has to offer, almost maxed out my stats, and even have done Delarum Regine Savage in the past for the Cerberus mount. So I'm not blind to Bozja whatsoever, but for some reason, I never did any of the duels. So I'm here to change that today. And today, we'll be clearing the 3 duels from the Southern Front. First up is probably the easier of the duels, which is Gabriel Alpha. But first, we must spawn it. There's a few requirements before you do a duel that must be met, otherwise you won't qualify for the duel. So let's go over them for Gabriel. Gabriel requires you to spawn a Fate first, and that Fate is spawned by killing 4th Legion slashers. To my knowledge, it's just a small chance per enemy defeated that you'll be able to get the Fate to spawn, but once the Fate spawns, you have to clear that too. The Fate is called the More Machine Now Than Men. This is a requirement. This Fate needs to be cleared by either you or another player. It doesn't really matter who does it as long as it's completed and not failed, as once the Fate gets completed, the critical engagement, also known as CE, as I'll also mention it in that way throughout the video, will spawn, which is named Visual of the Lost. And now the most interesting and sometimes stressful requirement. You must complete that CE without gaining a single vulnerability up, like getting hit by a dodgeball damage like circle AoEs and so on. Thankfully, I have done all of the CEs of Bozja to know them like the back of my hand, so getting a no-hit run on a CE wasn't that difficult for me, but because these CEs can be so long, I just need one lapse in my judgment to get hit by one mechanic and ruin the whole attempt, as I won't get another chance until the next CE spawns, which can be around a full hour until it refreshes. So already a lot of things to consider, but thankfully it wasn't too difficult to spawn Gabriel, and I had some peeps that actually passed their attempt at Gabriel to allow me to try and defeat it. For context, I have attempted Gabriel in the past, but I always failed it. But this time around, I came back not only more experienced in the game and in my rotation in general, but also as a more experienced raider, as in the past I never raided before attempting Gabriel for the first time. So this will be a great comeback to it. Before the fight starts, I apply myself with Protect, Shell, a Re-Raise, Bravery, a Deep Essence of the Skirmisher, and a Manual. Before you say anything, I do know that there's better essences for DPS, but I completely forgot as I was incredibly nervous for my first attempt on Gabriel. The first move that Gabriel does, it's Magitech Cannon, which is a chaser AoE that will leave some puddles on the ground. The best way to handle this is by running near the edge of the arena to free up the center of the arena, as we will require a lot of space for future mechanics. Gabriel will use this attack twice, so make sure to leave all the puddles on the edge of the arena. Thankfully, with triple cast, swift cast, and procs of lightning, I can keep up some damage uptime while respecting the mechanic. Next mechanic is Dynamic Sensor Jammer. This is a fancy way to say that you have a acceleration bomb on you, so pretty much you can't do anything, not even auto attack, or else you will die. Gabriel does a very sneaky evil move where it will place AoEs under you while not allowing you to move, trying to scare you to forcibly move and die to the jammer. So you first respect the timer on the jammer and then move away from the AoEs. Enhanced Mobility is the next attack where Gabriel will charge at you, dealing damage and doing a knockback. This is why we want the center of the arena as empty as possible. This boss fight has many knockbacks that must be respected, otherwise you die. First time around is to show that this dash can knock you back. It's like a learning skill, as later on Gabriel will combo the dash into other mechanics, but first things first, once the dash knocks you back, Gabriel will do the second batch of Magitech Cannons, forcing you back to the edge of the arena to leave the rest of the puddles. Once the second batch of puddles are finished, Gabriel will cast Integrated Scanner, which will apply a marker around your body. the same one that you get against Mustario in one of the Stormblood Alliance raids. Once the marker is on you, Gabriel will combo a tower that must be soaked together with a knockback. A reminder for everybody that either doesn't know or forgot how these markers work, you want to point the open slot of the marker into the boss, otherwise the boss will kill you. So the way you resolve this is by getting knocked into the tower. The boss does it twice, but on the second time around, I use Surecast to knock back immune the next knockback, making it a lot safer to handle. Next up, the boss will cast a proximity AoE that you need to place on the edge of the arena while dodging the slow moving missiles. Rather tricky if you're a nervous wreck like me, doing this fight for the first time in a long time, which by the way, this has been the farthest I've gotten so far. The boss will repeat another jammer, and right after that mechanic resolves, the mechanic that requires manual comes up. Gabriel will mark you once again and dash to knock you into another tower, but this time around there is no open slot, which means if the boss hits you, you die. So the way to combat this is by using manual, which will reduce your damage taken by a lot. I actually don't remember the specifics of Manual, I just remember that it's a very important skill for these mechs. Though because I was incredibly low on HP, Manual wasn't enough to protect me, but it doesn't matter as I had a re-raise active on me, making me capable of reviving and continuing the boss. Back to full HP, I'm able to continue without any stresses, as the boss from now on will continue repeating mechanics until it enrages, which I actually don't know when it enrages, as even with a death I managed to do pretty well and managed to beat Gabriel. Liking this video so far? Consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. Let me know if you're interested in more content like this. But with that out of the way, let's get back to the video. So, it's been a few days since I've beaten Gabriel. So, I've gotten a massive migraine during those days. So we're back in the Southern Front because the other duel is in fact here, but I think it's gonna take us a little bit to get to the duel because we need to farm more like machines for it to spawn. And the thing is that it is currently 7:30 p.m. my time, and it means that there's a lot more competition if Lyon actually ends up spawning. Because last time when I was doing Paladin, I didn't have any competition because it was freaking 4 a.m. So, you know. But this is going to be different. This is going to be different. And we need to see if we hopefully get it. If not, at least we can see the fight and maybe learn a few things or two. I'm actually kind of surprised that we beat Gabriel first try. But let us get to farming, I suppose. Not super empty, but there's nobody playing Bozja right now. But I think kind of makes sense, right? I think kind of makes sense, right? Because with the Cold Crescent release, there's very little people just playing any other field operation. If you think that maybe Bozja is like pretty dead, it's probably even worse in Eureka. So I feel bad for anybody that is like trying to farm Eureka and Bozja at the moment for their relic weapons when they're at the moment in this state. A little bit sad, I'm not gonna lie, but kind of be like that, right? Oh my god, I don't think I'll actually survive this. I would like to get a proc, please. Or not. Well, that that didn't quite work now, did it? I think maybe I can do like, I don't know, 4 enemies. I hope these guys count though. I really hope these guys count. Even like that is actually kind of brutal. Maybe I do need to play tank for that. Oh, but that means that I wasted a, Essence of the Beast. I mean, I could just go with 1 enemy at a time, right? I cannot believe that I'm actually surviving this. That was brutal, actually. You know what? I've had enough. I'm sorry. I'll sacrifice this one. I'm gonna go like, I don't know, warrior. Well, my glam is broken, but it doesn't really matter for what we want, right? This will be so much easier to tank. I've been killing 1 mob at a time, and it's taking freaking forever. It's not good, bestie. It's not good. Well, with all that said, I suppose I'll get back to you once I actually get some sort of progress in. So I'll see you in a little bit. So I've been farming on zone 3 for a little bit, and I do not know why I've been farming there. I do not know how the spawning really works, but I know that Lyon spawns on zone 3, but I need to spawn. What I'm trying to spawn right now is the red Chocotober. That's the critical engagement that I need, and that does not spawn on zone 3, only on zone 2. So I'm assuming that maybe I actually need to just farm on zone 2, and maybe that'll spawn a red Chocotober. So change of plans, I suppose I'll be trying this now. So while we're at it, have you guys been watching or have you guys been playing one of the two? The new horror game that's kind of been making the rounds. The No, I'm Not Human. I've seen a lot of people been like talking about the game, and I've been following the demos of the game quite a lot. Like I've been watching a YouTuber called Manly Badass here, and he has looked for the he played the other demos of I'm Not Human, and I've been just love the concept of the game and the art style, everything, the atmosphere, everything is just so good, right? So recently the game came out from, just fully released, and only have I just today did I start watching it. Well, I've been watching it while actually doing this farm, and it's just been so fun. So if you watched it, what do you think of it so far? Very interested to know. I'm actually kind of surprised that it has become this popular actually. Anyway, this is not Red Chocotober, but I suppose I can do it. Why not? It took me freaking forever, but I managed to spawn the Red Chocobo alert, which is the fate that I need to spawn for the Red Chocotober to spawn in general. I had to look it up to see if I was doing it right, and I was not, because I thought if I were to kill just the machines here, it would be enough for it to spawn the critical engagement. But no, I need to do a fate first, and then I can do a duel. Well, good thing that I looked it up, because otherwise I would have not known. So here we go. It's been a hot maybe 40 minutes of me grinding non-stop, but finally some progress. It's about time. I need to rewatch the guide for the Lyon, because I do not remember. I think I remember most of it. I just need to really pick up the items that I need for the fight. I think I might go Black Mage, but I'm not sure. Maybe I will go Black Mage. Now the requirements for this duel are the following. I must kill the 4th Legion Vanguards in the 2nd zone, which will cause the fate Red Chocobo alert to spawn, which once completed will trigger the hunt for the Red Chocotober, which is a very infamous sea that tends to wipe many people, so this will be a very tricky sea to clear. So for those that do not know, I certainly did not know. I'm gonna invite these people. More people the better. But as I was saying, for those that do not know, for you to count to be part of a duel, you cannot be hit by any AoEs. And what I mean by AoEs, I mean actually by the orange circles, not by raid wides or anything of the sort. Unavoidable damage does not count. For example, the Red Chocotober has towers mechanic that if you do not have enough people, you'll get hit. That does not count to my understanding, because I just got hit on the Vigil of the Lost, which is the critical engagement that gives you Gabriel, and I still qualify for Gabriel. So missing tower mechanics or damage that is not fault of your own does not count for your for being available to be part of the duel. So I just cannot get hit by mechanics. This took me really a long time. I'm not gonna take any risks. Thankfully, I have done this fight many times. Many times. Oh, this is actually bad. Well, that's it for me, I suppose. God damn it. I don't think I'll get it then. Well, here I was saying that I've done this fight so many times for me to then get hit. Unfortunate. Man, I messed up once. God damn it. It's too hopeful to think that this will be enough for the duel. Right? There's no way the duel happened, right? That is very depressing. But because we got hit once, it didn't work. Oh well. We'll have to wait for the next one. Oh my god. Guys, I don't know if you are aware. I've been farming the 3 enemies for a solid hour after my last failed attempt. Only now did the chocobo alert spawn. I cannot believe that it's taking this long to do this. But here we go. If I this up again, I'm gonna lose it. I'm just gonna lose my mind, but just don't suck, I suppose, right? Just don't suck at the video game, and then you'll be fine. Well, that only seems to be 4 people in this instance, which means that I don't have a whole lot of competition for me to go for, right? It's just me, this warrior, and 2 other people. And if I'm lucky, and this warrior gets hit once, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say anything like this, but I'm sure he'll do fine. But if this warrior gets hit once by a mechanic, he's not eligible to be part of the duel. I need to rewatch the guide because most of the guide is just gone from my memory for how long I've been doing this. By the way, for your information, I had to refresh my instance. My instance almost ran out. I've been doing this for that long. So I guess we'll see how this goes. There's a problem. So far, these warriors have not gotten hit by any mechanics. There's the mechanic. I should not do something like that because it scares me a little bit. Oh, don't get hit. Oh, that was clean. That was very clean. Come on, give me the boss. Yes. Okay. All right. Yes, accept the challenge. I'll go Black Mage. Let me do Lost Mana Wall. Lost Dispel. Re-Razor. Come on. And Lost Potion. I have how long? A minute? I need to remember the tank buster that I need to use Mana Wall for. That's all I need to remember. Because I don't remember. Okay, it's the mechanic Twin Agonies. I just realized I don't have an essence. Well, I'm gonna make my life so much harder by doing this. But hey, at least we're gonna be doing an attempt. So I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. I remember more or less how the fight goes. I just need to remember when I needed to dispel and when I needed to use Mana Wall. That's all. Other than that, I think I remember most of it. The mechanics are somewhat simple. If I keep my cool, I'll be able to manage it. Now with Lion Trigger, do we try our first attempt at it? Even though my first attempt wasn't my best, I still managed to get a decently far with no essence and no real sustain. With the help of the re-raiser, I managed to see more mechanics and practice those sad mechanics. Okay, I managed to get the red chocobo alert once again. I think I'm completely alone. Yes, I'm completely alone in this instance. Farming this by myself has been a nightmare. I spent easily 3 hours and a half doing this, if not more, in all honesty. I did not expect for this to be as dead as it is right now. But, you know, we pull through. I did change my strategy. I think how I'm handling this now is that I was reading a little bit and you kind of need some other fate to go. You need to do some fates while farming some mobs as well. So I spent some time, you know, just doing some fights, doing some fates that I've seen around, and then going back to my little spot to farm the 3 enemies, the 3 4th Legion vanguards over and over until this spawns. And it seemed to work, but I'm not quite sure myself how consistent it is or if I just got lucky, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be trying this again. I'm going to be playing Warrior on Red Chocotober, and then I'm going to be playing Red Mage on the Lion fight. I thought I could nail all of the bosses in one smooth video, but I think there's gonna be at least 2 parts at the very least. This video is gonna be cut down a lot, so you know, let's see how this goes. Oh my god, I spaced out. I got distracted. Oh, just end me. Just end me. I cannot believe. I'm like, wait, don't I'm like, I'm missing something, right? I'm missing something. Oh my god. Fucking whatever, dude. Whatever. God, I'm such a mess. Well, there is one good thing that comes out from me being the only one playing Bozja right now, and it's definitely that I can make my own empty instances. So not only do I have no competition, but because nobody's doing Bozja right now, I literally can just, if I mess up the boss fight, either Red Chocotober or maybe just Lyon, I can just leave and come back, and then I'll have a completely fresh instance with all of the fights completely reset and refreshed. So I suppose that is something I can do actually to my advantage, which is very helpful. So let us maybe, you know, try to not f this up this time. All right. Here we go again. This time, I'm not gonna turn off my brain. I'm gonna play super safe and just respect literally everything that the boss throws at me. It's almost dead, but we're not gonna be risking it. No sorry. There we go. That was a lot better. So now we go back, get ready for the boss fight. We're gonna be playing Red Mage. So even if things get pretty rough, I'll be able to heal myself with Vercure, and I'm hoping that will be just enough for me to survive this fight as a Red Mage. Here we go. My second attempt, I decided to go as a Red Mage. Even though I'm dealing less damage than a Black Mage, Red Mage provides more self-sustain, making the fight more survivable, allowing me to better progress through the fight and learn it. My third attempt was as a red mage, again with the deep essence of the beast to provide me with even more self-sustain. My fourth attempt, I decided to go as a black mage with the deep essence of the beast to see how it goes, and well... My fifth attempt, I was still trying with the black mage to see how it would go. I got so close last time, it means that I can absolutely do this as a black mage, but... By my sixth attempt, I ran out of deep essences for Black Mage, so I went as a Sage, as I had plenty of Ether Reaver's essences. So let's see where this goes this time around. I know I haven't really explained how the fight works, but this is the time. I first want to show you all the wipes I had on this fight before I went over the mechanics, because, spoiler alert, yes, in fact, I did beat Lyon in this attempt as Sage. So first things first, Lyon starts the fight with Raging Winds, a raid ride that doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, but its main thing is that it applies a buff on Lyon, so we use Lost the Spell to remove that buff from him, as his auto attacks would start hitting like a small truck if not removed. Next up, he will start Heart of Nature, where he will spawn a AoE that will pulsate outwards. I usually call these Quake mechanics, as they are usually depicted as earthquakes, so that's how I will refer them from now on. The first Heart of Nature is more of a showcase of what kind of mechanic he will do in the future, as you have seen already. While the Quake is resolving, Lyon will jump into one of the edges of the arena, preparing a Taste of Blood, half-room cleave that will one-shot you if you don't get behind him fast enough. Thankfully, Sage has a gap closer that helps tremendously, resolving every instance of this mechanic that happens throughout the fight. You will see me placing a shield multiple times on myself, and the reason behind it is not to protect myself from incoming damage, but actually to give me adder stings. You can see them because it's behind my chat blocker, but I want to farm as many adder stings as possible for movement heavy mechanics, as it will give me access to Toxicon, which is a instant cast damage spell, perfect for me to reposition while dealing damage. Ravenous Gale is the next mechanic. It's a slow cast for a reason. Once the cast bar resolves, Lyon will place a wind mine under you, which instantly kills you if you don't move out of the way. That's why you see me always move before the cast bar finishes. Lyon will pair this mechanic with Dynastic Flame, where he will shoot fireballs at you that will stay in the arena and pulsate massive AoEs. He will do another Taste of Blood in the middle of the arena, while the fireballs that you place do line AoEs towards you, so you just have to be behind the boss while it's resolving. When all the mechanics resolve, Lyon will do a Tank Buster where you need to use a mana wall to survive. This mechanic only happens once in the whole fight. Wind Peak is a knockback mechanic. I wait for the point blank AoE to go off first and then get as close as possible to Lyon to give me room to be knocked away into. Now we are in his second phase, and he'll start the phase with a second Heart of Nature, where he will spawn 4 moving AoEs while pairing it with a knockback. The way I do it, and seeing a guide that recommends it, is that you want to save your knockback immunity and remain in the middle of the arena, as the pulsating AoEs will avoid the center. While the AoEs are going off, he will do a simple gaze mechanic that is easily avoided by, well, now looking at him. So we respect it. You saw me use some AoE damage. It was just for me to keep damage uptime while I'm looking away, as Sage's AoE is around itself and not targeted, which helps me get a few hits in while respecting the gaze. Now the third Heart of Nature. This time around, there is 2 Quakes and 4 AoEs that will move in a straight line. Even though this mechanic looks overwhelming, it's a lot simpler than it looks. The Quake will resolve first, and then the line's AoEs will activate. So respect the Quake and then go to the edges of the arena to fully dodge the line AoE. AoEs. Splitting rage is a very interesting mechanic, as it will make your character confused, which he pairs it with a taste of blood right after. So you need to run behind him while your controls are all messed up. Though thankfully, with the gap closer of Sage, it's quite trivial. He'll do another Ravenous skill together with a knockback. It's not super complicated, just gotta make sure you get knocked into a open place where there is no wind mines to step on. Another Dynastic Flame, but this time it's paired with a very scary Heart of Nature. The fourth variant has the fireballs being shot at you, while you need to dodge the quakes and line AoEs. But he isn't done yet. We'll do a taste of blood in one of the edges of the arena where you must sprint to get behind him. Once again, Sage's gap closer comes to the rescue. Now he will keep repeating mechanics until you kill him or he enrages, which of course we beat him. Oh my god, I'm shaking. I'm finally done with this fucking guy. Oh my god, let me free from this freaking place. Oh, I'm so happy that Sage is a thing. Oh man, oh man. So now let's talk about our third and final duel of the day. I'm gonna call him Inferno because I struggle to pronounce his name properly. The requirements are as follows. I must kill the 4th Legion Scorpions on the 3rd zone, which will trigger the fate for Absent Friends, and the continuation fate Steel and Flame, which once completed will activate the Metal Fox Chaos CE. This making 2 fates that I need to get through, adding more time for each attempt that I give to Inferno. Nothing really to add about the Metal Fox Chaos itself, as it is another fate that tends to get people killed, but thankfully I know this fight like the back of my hand. Once I'm qualified to enter the duel, I go once again as Sage, as I'm out of essences of the beast. Besides, doing this as a healer isn't too bad, as I don't have to worry about a rotation to do the most damage possible. So it's a more relaxed way to do duels while learning them for sure. Oh dear, I am not mentally prepared for this. I think I remember most of the guide. So we're gonna go Sage again, because Sage felt really good. It's manual, medkit, at least 3. And Lost Swift for all the movement. We shall see. I'm very scared. I'm very scared. Very, very scared. The guide says that is like, it's not as bad as Lyon. We shall see. Oh man, I'm not prepared for this. By the way, for context, I kind of woke up not too long ago. So, my performance is gonna be very shaky at best. But we shall see. We want to get as many adder stings as possible for movement. God damn it! No! That was such a weird AoE there! My first attempt was more of a learning attempt. At the time, I barely remembered the guide, so I had to try the boss and see how it goes, get my toes wet and stuff. Oh my god, I forgot everything. I just forgot everything. I was rewatching a whole guide and I forgot everything. Whatever, dude. Whatever. My second attempt didn't go super well. I got hit by the same mechanic before and then completely forgot that right after it, a knockback happens. I was incredibly tired while attempting this fight, so it didn't help whatsoever. Okay, so this is like day 4 of me doing these duels, and right now I'm doing this while live. I finally managed to get the Star War, or however it's pronounced. Just gonna do my best. I'm gonna go as Sage again. Probably gonna be attempting all of these Southern Front duels as a Sage. I mean, it's only this Sage. Or this duel specifically. But yeah. I mean, I've rewatched the guide over and over and over again. Now I just need to practice. The problem is, each practice attempt takes me an hour to try again. So it's very difficult to practice when you have like a 1 hour lockout. But we'll see. So wish me luck. But now let's talk about my third attempt. Yep, you know what this means. Inferno will start the fight with a mechanic called Meltdown, which places a pulsating AoE under you, so you have to move out of the way. It doesn't hit very hard as long as you're moving. Next up is Timed Eruptions, where 4 clocks will appear in the ground. 2 that are going fast, and 2 that are going slow. You want to go to the slow clock first, and as the fast clock will explode first. Once the fast clock explodes, you move into its place and then dodge the slow clock. Next up is Phoenix, where he spawns phoenixes that spawn in the sides of the arena. You just need to look to the walls to see where they're going to dash, and once resolved, Inferno will use a meltdown. So as long as you keep moving, you'll be safe. Just be careful to not get hit by the second group of phoenixes that dash after the first set. Now he will go into his fire phase, where he transforms into a big lava guy and summon a tornado in the middle of the arena. This is the tricky part of the whole duel, really. He will start the fire phase by storing flashover on the tornado while using flaming rain right after. If you look at the aggro list, you can see the cast bar of the tornado. Once the flashover cast bar finishes, the tornado will do a massive AoE that leaves only the corners of the arena safe. For flaming rain will shoot a pair of 3 AoEs 3 times. So what you want to do is that you want to bait the first set of AoEs on the boss. Once that is done, you want to run into the corner of the arena to dodge the big AoE from the tornado, and then start sprinting to dodge the 2 other sets of AoEs. Next up, he will store Backdraft, which is a knockback that comes from a D-Tornado. Inferno will pair that mechanic with a cone AoE aimed towards you. To dodge this, you need to bait the boss to look away from the corners of the arena. The first cone will resolve together with a knockback, so as long as he is aiming away, you will be safe. After that, he will do 2 more cone AoEs that are easy to dodge by just running away from them. Next up is another combo that starts with Backdraft, but this time he will do a new mechanic called Pillar of Flame, spawning 3 AoEs in 3 corners of the arena and 1 under you. What you want to do is bait this AoE on top of the boss or the tornado away from any other corner. Once baited, just need to look towards the safe corner of the arena to dodge the fire pillars. You'll do another set of 3 chasing AoEs together with cone AoEs, which just need to be dodged. This signals the end of his fire phase, putting him back in his human phase. The fight isn't over yet. He has new mechanics as a human, as he will start the next phase with Bio 4, a dot that will take to upwards of 60,000 damage. So you want to use a resistance medkit to remove that debuff instantly. After that, he will do 3 meltdowns back to back, which requires you to just keep moving, while at the end parrying it with a massive line AoE. Not a very difficult mechanic to do, thankfully. He'll do the Phoenix mechanic a second time, but with a twist. This time, the Phoenix are covering the entire arena. He will also spawn that fast and slow clocks. The trick here is to get hit by the fast clock, which will throw you up in the sky and make you dodge the Phoenix, but this needs to be done with a mana wall. Otherwise, you won't survive. He will enter his fire phase once again and do repeated mechanics. Now it's either him going down or you go down. Yes! 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 Get fucking fucked! Oh my god! Fuck you! Oh my god! Oh, I'm shaking! Oh my god! I'm done! I'm fucking done with this! Well, not really. I have Zadnor, but that's gonna be for the next video. Oh my god, I'm shaking. Jesus Christ. Oh. And with that, Inferno goes down, together with Gabriel and Lyon. These duels were incredibly fun to do, even though they took me a very long time to do. For context, this was done along the week. It took me around maybe 4 days. I was grinding on and off, but every time I died, that was a full hour of me not being able to try again. Unless I managed to find a empty instance with all the cooldowns refreshed. But honestly, this video took me so long to make that I just don't want to see Bozja for at least a week and a half or something, honestly. But if you have watched till now, thank you so much. Be sure to do all of the YouTube things, leaving a like, subscribing, and leaving a comment. That will help me tremendously. So thank you in advance. But for now, I need some rest. I'll be back to beat the 3 other duels from Zadnor. I will be back.